Hi, good evening. I am Arbab Nasibullah, and I have today with me Rizwan Shinwari. And Rizwan Shinwari is a PhD scholar in University of Massachusetts. And apart from that, he will explain and introduce himself to us. So, Rizwan Shinwari, can you please introduce yourself to the listeners because they also want to listen about your scholarships, activities, and other stuff like that?
Hi, everyone. Assalamu alaikum from the United States of America. And first of all, I'm thankful to Feel Worldwide for inviting me to this amazing opportunity to share my experiences with everyone, especially and people related people in Pakistan. I am Rizwan Shinwari from District Khyber, or Khyber Agency, formerly Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan. I am a PhD student doing PhD in Peace and Conflict Studies from National University of Sciences and Technology, Center for International Peace and Stability, Pakistan. And currently, I am here on a visiting fellowship in the Department of Political Science, University of Massachusetts. And I'm doing my research on Pakistan, India, and Iran's relations with respect to the United States. Yes. So it's very amazing opportunity for me, and quite. I'm feeling a difference here in America. So there are many things which I have observed here, which I would like to share with my Pakistani colleagues. That is far as resources are concerned, here in America, you will be having a lot of resources, and so we will be coming to all these things one by one. Yes, please.
Yeah. So, Rizwan, can you also tell us a little bit about your scholarship? Like, how did you avail your this scholarship, and how did you come to know about this scholarship opportunity? So, did somebody told you about this scholarship?
Yes, Arbab, it is. It's also called a scholarship and fellowship both. So it is by government of Pakistan. It is launched by Pakistan government for PhD student or graduate students in Pakistan who are enrolled in a PhD student in Pakistan. For the purpose to send them to top 200 universities in the world, for mainly for two objectives. One, to gain some experience in the field of research, and second thing, to have some experience of the society, the Western society or United States society. And I learned about this fellowship from Higher Education Commission, and many of my friends previously availed this fellowship.
Okay. And Rizwan, can you please tell to some of our audience, like most of the time, students are saying that scholarship hunting is quite a difficult thing and it is very difficult to get scholarship. So is it really very hard to get scholarship or it is easy process? If it is easy, what is the process of that? And if it is difficult, why it is difficult then?
Okay, it's a good question, and it's very natural question. I mean, people normally think the same way. Like, it is my second fellowship here in America, right? And previously, I was on another fellowship, which was by Department of Energy, Government of United States. Normally, sometimes we perceive things like we misperceive things, and we think that we are not eligible for opportunities like these, but it is wrong. All you need to do is to follow simple rules. One, be confident. and try to fill out application in a right way. Okay. And secondly, in all these fellowship, they will require personal statement or motivation statement, right? Later motivation later stuff. So it is just a 1 page or 1.5 page long letter or statement. So that statement is very very important, and it is simple. Like it there, you don't need to put a very difficult jargons. It should be simple. You can just quote your simple objectives in those motivation letter or recommendation letter, I would say. So the best way is to write that statement, okay, and share it with someone who knows or who went through this this process, so that he would read it. So this is very important, and don't think that you are not eligible. Believe me, I would personally say that I was a big bencher, a backbencher in my class, and my grades are not okay. To be frank, I'm very much open, So, but I was very much confident, about applying to these opportunities. The 2007 opportunity fellowship which I got was it was a life changing event for me. So sometimes when you take one step, it can change your entire life. It can change your vision. So these are like we will talk later on about the specification of procedure and how to apply. So these are a few major things which you need to have in your application, and some care, and precaution you need to take during filling and applying, for these opportunities. I'm not here, you are Bob.
I'm really sorry. I just muted my voice at that time. So
Okay.
is it free to apply for scholarship, or does it cost money? Like,
No, I mean, of all the fellowship and scholarship I know about, and I availed, all these fellowships are free of cost. In fact, the good thing, in United States is that whenever you apply for these scholarship or fellowship here, they will even reimburse you the money on which you spent on applying to visa and all other travel inside Pakistan or inside your country. So it is free of cost. All you need is your determination, or niyat. We call it niyat,
yeah.
like. So all you need is determination, and to apply for these opportunities. There is no.
And can you also tell us some of the scholarships, like which higher education commission in Pakistan they are providing? Like, what type of scholarships are available for those students who have completed their 12th grades, like they have completed their FA, FSC, or either like A level, O level, stuff like that. So after that, will they be able to get some sort of scholarship from HEC? And apart from HEC, what are other organizations or sources of funding which are available for scholars, for individual who are students, and for those who are professionals?
Okay, when I came here, I felt a difference. So it is a kind of positive difference. Government of Pakistan these days, or HEC, is spending huge amount of money, to standardize education by sending people in all level, not only in higher education but undergraduate as well. So coming to the undergraduate section, after you are done with your FSC or 12th grade, there are one opportunity from HEC which I know of, is that if you avail an admission in some university in West or in America, so you will have to uh, submit that application or that approval letter or acceptance letter to HEC, and then they will process that letter, and then they will reimburse you money. So this is for undergrad, and the same is for graduate as well. If you avail an admission in PhD, so you will have to submit those approval letter or acceptance letter to HEC. So, but and other than this, there are special opportunities for postdoc as well. after you are done with your PhD or graduation, so you can come for 6 months or for 8 months, and HEC will reimburse you, or HEC will fund you, the amount which otherwise the market value of the expenses, I would say, which you are about to spend here. And the fourth one is, if someone is doing an MPhil or master or PhD, and he or she want to present a paper in international conference, HEC also give you an opportunity to give you money and sponsor that fellowship as well. So this is also like few of major programs which I know of running under umbrella of Higher Education Commission of Pakistan.
Yeah, thank you, Rizwan. As like you have explained situation like in very detailed way, so it is like very important for people to understand this thing, that scholarships are not only for those people who are undergraduate students. So scholarship opportunities are available either through HEC, Higher Education Commission, and apart from Higher Education Commission, also we have a lot of other sources which are available. Like a lot of organizations are available who are providing scholarships to people, like either they are in school, who are under 12th grade students, and plus like those who are enrolled in the undergraduate program and PhD programs also. Like meanwhile, if you will also reflect few more things, and if you will explain few things which are related to US scholarships, so can you just explain and few details about the US scholarships and other stuff like that? And in the end also, we will share all those links of scholarships which are available and how to apply for those scholarships. We will discuss them in detail later on. But right now, if you will just explain few scholarship opportunities that which are available either here in the US or in UK, Australia, Canada, like many other countries which are available and providing scholarships.
Okay, thank you. Good question. So, there are few scholarship opportunities or fellowship opportunities offering by the United States for specifically for students in Pakistan. One is Fulbright, and Fulbright, everyone know about it. It is the luxurious, they call it the luxurious scholarship or fellowship for Pakistanis. It is a worldwide opportunity by the United States, but it is for Pakistanis as well. And for that, I would just highlight this Fulbright first. I mean, there are a few major, bullet points and condition for Fulbright. So you need to have undergrad study degree for Fulbright, and you should avail an admission in a university here in America. But for that, you need to have GRE. So GRE is very technical, and just like in Pakistan, we have quota system. So similar to that system here, the similar system prevails here in America as well, because
Yeah.
there are many countries. There are many countries in the world who are bigger, like for example China, in India. If it was free for free, like there was no quota system, obviously all
Yeah,
institutions.
like a lot of people, like they.
Yeah, so there is like they set up in some institution, they set up some reserve some seats for some countries, and same is the case for Pakistan. So other than Fulbright and GRE, another opportunity, like you can take admission directly in universities as well by same GRE, but it is not funded by Fulbright. So like there is a difference of like per month, like in Fulbright they will give you $1,600 to $1,800 per month
Yeah.
living expenses, while if you directly take admission in a university, so they will give you similar amount of money, per month living expenses. And there are slightly different conditions in these both, like Fulbright, coming to PhD a scholarship through Fulbright, and coming to PhD through university own fellowship. They have
Yeah.
slightly different conditions.
Yeah, like we can also discuss all these points. Like we have different scholarship patterns which are available, and all these scholarship opportunities, whenever they are available, so they are having different criteria regarding their visa conditions. Like some scholarships which are being funded through government of Pakistan and government of US or any other state. So that visa nature will be different as compared to those visas where student is having a self-sponsored program or they are going to sponsor themselves. So those visa conditions are definitely different. And here we are also having some comments. Definitely some people are saying hi to you. Some of them are like Sardar Tareen and also Abrar. He said hi to you. And Ilham has shared an opportunity, and Ilham is saying that it has been like a kind of thing that HEC has almost stopped a kind of scholarships for all those opportunities. And Danish has also asked one question which is related to this thing that are there any scholarship opportunities, or maybe like I'm just going to take a main crux of that, which are available for the social work student, like those social scientist guys who are doing either PhD or MS or master or graduation or undergraduation, like if they are doing all these things. So there are any scholarship opportunities available for that or not? And what about grading scheme, and what about the GPA? Is there any requirement for that? So definitely I would like to add one thing here towards Danish question. There are different scholarship available, and then different universities, they have different criteria. And definitely if you are going for master programs, so for master program you should have your GRE score. And if you don't have your GRE score, like you won't be able to get, or you won't be able to secure your admission in any university. Although even if you will get your scholarships also, so some scholarships have this criteria where they will ask you and they will tell you that, come on, we will if you are being shortlisted through their application process, and they will take interview or whatever that process that will be. And meanwhile they will also ask you to appear yourself in the GRE. And if they will ask you to appear yourself in the GRE, so definitely those scholarship opportunity organizations or those funders, they will provide you those fundings in order to pay for that international scholarship test that which you have taken. So these are definitely things, and there are a lot of opportunities which are available for the social scientists also. Like name any field, you will find scholarship in them. Either that is like anthropology, social sciences, like management sciences, political science, technology, or engineering, or any discipline, medical. Like there are a lot of scholarships available. So meanwhile, and I don't think so like HEC has completely stopped the scholarship. If they might have completely stopped the scholarship, then why these people are coming? So it means this thing that they are getting some sort of money from Pakistan also. That's why they are also availing those scholarship, and they are coming to study these things. But later on, like we can discuss all these details also. But meanwhile, like Rizwan, if you will if you want to put some extra things in this, so you can just.
Yeah, then I would like to add something which Danish Aziz Awan asked and Ilham Khan Awan. So Ilham Salamuna, and Ilham is my boss actually. And I just would like to, just like you said, if for example, I don't see if HEC will close all these fellowships in near future, but I don't think so. If, for example, HEC stop these opportunities, so I mean, I can see implications, repercussions for the society. Arbab, you know well how many people, how many Pakistanis used to come here, and they aid to our society, and they aid to our educational system and standardization. So HEC must think about it, like these scholarship and like the money they spent on these fellowships and scholarship is not going waste. It has very, very deep advantages for our own society. You will see, like 2 days ago, I attended 2 events on the same day. Both were by Pakistani female, right? And female writer. One was Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, and the other one was Kamila Shamsi, writer. So I can see the difference. And like it is by government's effort that they are doing these things, and like giving a push to Pakistanis. So it can increase Pakistani's influence as well in the United States, in the West. Obviously, at the end of the day, we need influence and lobby as well for many international issues.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rizwan, if you can explain one more thing also to the audience, what are the important steps that each participant or each student should remember while they are applying for the scholarship? Because most of the time I have seen people like whenever they will see long detailed form,
Yeah,
or if that is like very lengthy, they will see that, oh, these are like almost like 10 to 20 pages form, and people normally run away from them. And
yeah,
because of that, like although these people might be like extraordinary perfect, and they will be able to perform very good, like if they will avail those scholarship, but unfortunately because they are scared of those forms, and they don't know that what is the process and how to start applying for these things. So can you just list down few steps, like few important steps? It is not necessary to be in order like that, but just few important steps which every student or professional, either they are professionals or either they are students, if they want to apply for scholarships, so what steps they should consider?
yeah. As per my experience, they like in all applications, they normally ask for, or they are looking for two or three major things. One is your background, in your studies or your degrees, right? And the second one is your professional life. If you, for example, they would ask you if you work somewhere or in some professional institution or some social development or governmental or non-governmental organization. They would normally ask you about, I have already mentioned it, your motivation letter, or your, some statement from you explaining why you are very much, enthusiastic to apply for a specific or for that opportunity. So these are three major things. Do not keep in mind if the application is very much lengthy, right? There would be, they would be asking these three things: your background, education background, your professional life, and one page or half page or two paragraph motivation letter. I applied for a fellowship in 2007. It was just one page long application, believe me. And it was like a life-changing experience for me. I came to know many things about, America, or international travel, and other international opportunities. So it's like the sometimes small steps have trickle down impact, so do not ignore it. And application normally, they will ask for these three information, or they are looking for these three kind of information. So do not look if the application is very lengthy or it seems very lengthy to you. Ignore it. Just fill out the application and give the required details and information, and submit it. And one thing more, sometimes they ask for references. If you are in undergrad or MPhil, or in Pakistan we have masters or MPhil or MS degree, you need to have a good salam dua, or a good relations with a professor and advisor, so they can help you a lot. So even other than studies, some fellowship here, they are looking for your extra or social life, how you are in social life. So those professor can give you, can write in those later as well, that yeah, he was a good guy, and he had a good moral life, and in university, and he was involved in many extracurricular activities. These things also matter a lot. So these are three or four major things which you look for in application, and do not run away from these opportunities.
Yeah, and there is an interesting question like which Abrar asked, and he is saying that can you tell us like pros and cons about the studying in US? Like you can answer that, but before you will answer that, I just want to add few things. Like I don't think so. Like there are some cons for studying anywhere. Like there are always pros, there are always benefits of things. Like if you are going for studies or stuff like that, you will always receive plus points while studying in any country. And there are a lot of countries, they have like different disciplines. Like if you are considering yourself while doing business, while doing like doing the practical things over there, like for example if you are in engineering field or medical, or you are in some other background, so you will come to know like there are different opportunities are available. So all opportunities are based on what you are planning for your future. So if you are planning for your future, let's suppose, and you are thinking that I should work somewhere, I should start business, or I should become a doctor or engineer or any other thing somewhere, so then I will definitely not recommend scholarships for those students, because a scholarship has few criterias also. Like normally, if you will avail scholarship from any government of Pakistan, or either from US, or either from any other country, like either you are sitting in Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, or like any country, so they have some conditions that you have to serve your country for 2 years, and then you will be going for all that thing. So there are definitely many other things like which are available for everything, which can be addressed. So I don't think so like there are any cons. Like there are definitely pros, and it is quite easy because you have like very good universities and all sort of disciplines which are available. But meanwhile, also Rizwan, you can add some other things if you want in this specific thing.
It depends upon the person. It's very serious question.
Yeah.
Arbab, I didn't hear you.
Okay, I am saying that it's like according to the question like which Abrar asked, he said that what are pros and cons while studying in US?
Like we have different culture here in America. American culture is slightly different than Pakistani culture. So like other than culture, there is a political. So I will not argue on those because it will become much more political stuff. So it depends upon you. If you are here, just like you mentioned, Arwal, if you are here with specific goal to learn something, it is the best opportunity, and you should consider it. You should overweigh it, and if you are looking for negatives, so I would not argue about that. But I don't see anything like that other than like, for example, my view in this regard would be cultural or political stuff. So we should keep these things away, and we should only focus on our goals of learning.
Yeah, and I also want to add one thing, like every person has energies. Now it is up to you. Either you want to use your energies in a positive way or in a negative way. So if you want to use it in a positive way, so definitely world is yours. And if you are thinking of something excellent and extraordinary, you will attain that thing. But if you are thinking always that you will remain small and always remain in a small organization or small institute, and then we will always be like that. But if you are thinking something bigger, so definitely you will excel and you will foster and you will develop. So these things are like quite easy.
Yeah, I want to add something more, Arbab. I spent almost 15 months here, or 16 months here. I observe one thing. So, for example, in Pakistan, you can stay local, right? While if you come here, you can have have both global and local impacts. So I met a lot of Pakistanis here, and they are serving in Pakistan as well. But they have a good reputation here. Currently, we need to have a good links here in America or elsewhere in the West, to have to have a good image of our country. We went through 9/11, and everyone knows what was like the status of Pakistanis here. So now it is a good time, and we need to have a good bonds, good links here in Western societies, because we are at the crossroad. Pakistan is at the crossroad, and we need to have a great diaspora, and Western countries, other than not only for educational purpose, but to have our influence as well. So I would be a little bit political in this regard, and this is, I guess, among many other advantages. This is one of the greatest advantage we as a Pakistanis can have. Why you are laughing?
Yeah, I was laughing on this one thing. Like it is good, like the thing which you have explained, and we have few comments also. So regarding same comments, I just want to add few more things. Like as Danish has also asked that, can you please share few websites and upcoming opportunities? So definitely, we will share few scholarships and opportunities in the description of this video also. And apart from that, like, it is quite easy. Like, if you are also applying, so we have all sort of open sources available on Google and on Yahoo search, and many other search links are available. So we can get all those links from there also, but we will also share all those scholarships, whatever is available here. And further, there is another guy like Tala. He has also asked a question, and he's saying that I am a student of law, and please tell me, like, whatever things are important for those scholarships, and how can I apply, and all these details. What is the procedure and what is the process? So regarding law, so all countries, they definitely have different type of laws, and it depends, like, what is your scholarship field or what is your specialization, and according to that you can nominate your own countries where you are going to apply for the scholarship. And based on all these law-based scholarships, so Rizwan, do you know that there are some universities or scholarships available for those students who want to be in the law discipline?
Yeah, law is like I'm sorry, I have no specific information about law. I have someone told me that for law the procedure are slightly different, but you know the overall procedure. The first step is step is to you have a GRE. You know, for scholar, if you talk about scholarship, you need to have GRE. So after that you can go for a scholarship. And the second thing is like it also matters if you are coming for a master or a PhD. So these two things I know of. And then different countries have different procedures. Like in some European countries, they don't require GRE, although I would say their educational system or standard education standard is the same. If someone is like looking for a Western education, so and not having GRE, I guess there are possibilities that he or she can go to some countries in the West as well. And then there are some countries who only require IELTS or English test, only this. And so you can, and then Canada is like a good, like it has a good reputation. Canadian universities have a good reputation for legal studies or law studies. And I mean those universities and those other Western countries can also be considered for similar degrees if someone has no GRE or
Yeah.
similar certificates.
And definitely, to answer the same question regarding the law scholarships, there are scholarships which are available for law. You can search websites like scholarship.com, and there is also like many other scholarships which students are operating. Like in Pakistan, also they are operating one website with the name of Scholarship Corner. So there are a lot of scholarships which are available online, and for them, like, they can have a few websites which will bring all scholarships together, and then you can understand that what is going on. And the next way is this, that if you like any university or if you like any country, so while you will select a country, and in that country, if you are going in any university, so you have to do your research. And all universities, their websites are like active, they are live, and they are doing that one, like continuously updating them. So on every university website you will find their financial assistance and financial services link. And when you will click on that link, so they will tell you that what are the partial scholarships, what are full scholarships, and what about there are also some scholarships which are professor based scholarships. Like some professors will sponsor a candidate either who is doing an undergraduation, master, or PhD. So they will be doing all these activities. So these things will be going on, and it will be in continuation. So
Yeah.
there are things available, like professors are also having their specific grants, which normally university and they provide those grants to them. And sometimes they are having their own projects, which are research-based projects. So they also sponsor people.
Yeah,
So
I want
there was a
to.
question
Yeah.
like Abrar also asked that if we will not apply for those scholarships which are government based scholarship, so what other type of scholarships are available? So there are scholarships which are being provided by some private organizations, and some scholarships are also being provided by those professors. So he can apply, or anybody like he or she can apply for partial based scholarships, or like there are also cost sharing based, like some people will just give you tuition fees and admission fees, and they will say that you have to manage your other expenditures by your own. So there are several ways to apply for all these scholarships, but all these scholarships definitely need some efforts. And also Ramat has also placed a question, and that is there any upcoming workshop or fellowship opportunities for the like graduate students? So definitely Rizwan, you can also put some points in this.
I would like to say, add something about what Rehmat said, and Rehmat and Elam Khan both. So they both are here in America, and there are a lot of opportunities. So for social sciences students, Washington DC is the hub of fellowship. There are numerous institutions, think tanks. They are offering fellowships, and like for some of, I would specifically talk about fellowship, not scholarship. So yeah, and sometimes students are confused with these two terminologies, scholarship and fellowship. So scholarship is a kind of full degree, full sponsorship program, while fellowship can be, a part of like one subject, or for a few weeks or for few months, and it might not be a full degree program. So and there are institutions, like if someone is in social sciences, normally people do research on violence and non-violence and conflict. Pakistan, in the field of social science, many people do their research in conflict side. So there are many organizations there who are working on violence or non-violent. I know of many International Center for Non-Violent Conflict. And then there are many organizations who are working on Iran or in Middle East, right? So there are many think tanks and institutions who are doing or conducting similar kind of fellowships. So in fact, there are many in entire America as well. And I would just like to add one a point to Danish point. Like he asked for a website, or so there are formal ways. Formal ways mean if you will have to search formally on website, but then there are informal ways of finding these opportunities. Like for example, we have a group of WhatsApp group of many people who used to share opportunities about fellowship, scholarship, and jobs, but it is mostly oriented toward foreign fellowships. You can have such groups and include people who have a little bit expertise, or who have information, or who possess a circle of relevant people who could share relevant information in those WhatsApp groups. So this is also one good effective way.
Yeah. Rizwan, just one more thing, like as we have discussed a little bit about the scholarships, that there are several scholarships available in different countries, and every different country, every different university, they have different patterns of scholarships available. So regarding all these scholarships, like definitely people can find out that what scholarship opportunities are available from internet, also from social media and all other stuff like that. Can you just add few more points on this specific point, that how can they apply, and what should they have with themselves before they should start performing that application, or they will like start filling that application? So before filling application, what one person should do?
Yeah, there.
Like there are different opportunities, like people are asking. Yeah. And it is based on what, like I would like to add few points here. Like most of the time in applications, whenever you will start reading application, so there are some common questions, like I will categorize that one like in 10 categories. And in those 10 categories, first of all, they will ask you that tell us about yourself, that who you are, Like they would like to know more about you, that what you are doing, tell us about yourself. And this question can be modified or it can be written in different ways. Most of the time will be writing it in terms of like your personal statement and all these stuff like that. And apart from this first question which I have put, and the second question can be, most of the time they are asking that what are your greatest strength and weaknesses. Like you have to identify your strengths and you have to also mention all those weaknesses, that what are available in that. And all those things when you will mention with your strength and weaknesses flow, then you have to come up with the next thing, like which is also mostly most common in all sort of scholarship applications. They are saying this thing, that why do you think that you deserve this scholarship, and what makes you think that you are eligible for this scholarship. Do you really think that you are eligible for this scholarship? So for this specific thing, you have to match yourself, and you have to match yourself in a way where you will be explaining things. Like we can also explain these all questions, like that how to answer all these questions. We can definitely share all those things. And then fourth question, most of the time when they ask this question, they are just asking about your vision and about your goal. They are saying that where do you want to be, and what should be your vision, what should be your goal. So you have to specify that thing. And how you are going to specify, there are different tools and different ways. And they will also ask sometime in terms of like case study. They will try to ask you that who is your role model and why that person is your role model, what makes that person as your role model, and what are the points for that. So that is also a kind of thing that they are looking something in you. It is not like they are looking something in someone else. And also it is like almost like a sixth question, which is most commonly asked. And they are saying that do you think that have you ever done any sort of mistake or any blunder or anything which was your failure, and how did you overcome that thing when you were fail? So what was your next step? Or if you were having any problem, or if you were having any challenge, or you are going through under situation, so how did you overcome that one? So you have to write a kind of situation or a storytelling based thing. So people when they are reading your application, so definitely they are going to see all those things which are important in them. And then they are also going to ask one more question, like that is almost like a seventh question now. And that question is quite common. They are asking that why you have selected this specific institute, like why you have selected this university. If you have selected this university, so what are the reasons? So for that, like you have to do the you should have a comprehensive research about that specific university. You should go through their website and read that what they have been doing and all those activities when you will come to know about their specific school or college or university. So you have to put all narrations and everything in that. And then further they will also ask one more question, that is like eighth question, and that is what are your regular activities, what are your co-curricular activities, what are your volunteer based activities. All those things, like they will ask you that what are those activities that which are putting you to come here. And then you will be also addressing all those information and stuff over there in the same sequence. And in I should say, like it is mostly like general questions. And they will also ask you about your personal achievements, that what are your achievements. You should list them, write those achievements, and you should make a statement like why you are thinking that this specific thing is your achievement, and what you gain out of that, and what are those things that you think that it can add value into your application, and how can these things be connected to your application and the scholarship that you are applying for. And they will also ask you that if these are your achievements, why do you think that they are your achievements, and why do you think that you should be proud of them. So all these things. And definitely one more, like the 10th question, that is mostly they will ask you that is there anything else that you want to share with us. Maybe we have not asked from you in the application, so do you want to share something else in the application, like so these all are the things mostly, Rizwan, which I have just put a few brief narrations. So do you want to add few additional things, like before they should apply for scholarship, so what
Yeah,
should they consider?
yeah, Arbab, you rightly and specifically identified all those questions which are
Yeah.
Yeah, you rightly identified all those questions specifically, which they normally ask in in these applications. I would just like to add two other points. First is before applying for those opportunities, because these questions which normally they ask is connected with your application. It is a good idea to do some research on that fellowship, because there are many things which are connected and we don't know. Like for example, there is a fellowship opportunity, like on which I came here in 2017. And I asked one guy that, have you applied? He said, yes, I applied, I just copy pasted your application.
Yeah, so they will definitely not select that.
Yeah, he is not selected. And you need to uh, uh, tailor those application according to your own needs, rather than just saying something without any proper information or proper research. So and one another thing, for I mean, I have no idea about natural or physical sciences student, but for social sciences, they need to involve themselves. If they are like, if someone is in undergrad, or doing BA or BSc program, so he she needs to involve themselves in some activities, social activities, political, or similar activities. And they can mention those activities in their application as well. Those activities can give them edge, like they can make their application different from the rest of the application. So it is also like one point which can aid to your application.
Yeah. And meanwhile, also there are some other things also, like whenever you are applying, for any scholarship, so there are different ways to search for a scholarship. So if you are searching that one through a search engine of scholarship, so you have to go through that. What are the filters available on their specific website? Like you can check on them, and after putting all sort of filters, it will give you a concrete type of scholarships, that for which scholarship you are eligible. Let's suppose if you are having an engineering discipline, so you should select those engineering disciplines, and then they will ask you different techniques, like if that is a scholarship search engine. If that is not a scholarship website, if you are going on a university website in order to search the scholarship, so there are also scholarship links are available, and they will also filterize that one, and they will tell you that which students are eligible for all these type of scholarships. So whenever you will do them, so you will come to know that what is exactly for you, which scholarship is exactly meant for you, and it is announced. Just think that this scholarship is only announced for you, and then you have to modify and customize and work on that application. So if you are thinking to have a scholarship, like for example yearly basis, like if you will see that different universities have different scholarship patterns. Like if you will go to one university in US, like on average their cost will be in between like 55,000 to 58,000 US dollar of their degree minimum. Like it will be cost like that. So different universities, they have like larger fee structure also as compared to this specific one. Or same is the case like with other universities which are in other countries. So if you are applying for a scholarship which worth is minimum like 50,000 plus US dollar, so we should not just run away from that application, and we should put some time on that specific application. Because if somebody is going to give you that big amount of that scholarship, and they are going to take you that, come on, you should come and study in our country or in any university, so you have to take that specific application seriously and fill all those steps very carefully, and don't rush. Like take as much time as you can, and don't wait for the last date. If you are waiting for the last date, so definitely your scholarship application will be the worst one, and you will miss a lot of things in them. So you have to go through all application, and you can also copy paste them wherever you want to, like in Word or any other place where you want to copy them, and then keep on working on them. Share all those your answers with your mentors, with your counselors, with your supervisors, with your teachers. They will definitely give you a lot of ideas that in your application what are the weak areas and what are good areas. Like your all those application can be modified very correctly. And all those people who have spent some time on their scholarship applications, on their fellowship application, on their workshops applications, or any sponsored event, they have been nominated and they have been shortlisted very easily. Like, that is not rocket science, that where you are thinking that no, I cannot do it. You can definitely do it, because there are a lot of people and a lot of professionals and students, they are already studying in different universities and in different countries. So definitely you can also be the part of exactly the same thing. You can also avail scholarship. And for scholarship, you have to see that what they are doing, see the eligibility criteria, see the closing date, and you should also see this thing, that how should I apply. They should have some sort of a PDF file, or on their website they should have written this thing, that what is the procedure to apply for this specific scholarship, and how can you match your application with that specific scholarship, how can you match your interest area with the specific announced program in any country or in any university. So you have to match yourself with specific thing, then you can apply for any scholarship, and then you can definitely win a scholarship. If you are not planning all those things, so definitely there are like very few chances that you will win a scholarship, and for that then you will be suffering, and you will be facing a lot of difficulties in all those things like that. So, Rizwan, do you also want to share any other thing for which, like, do you think that all those people, although if they are not students currently and they are working in some sort of organizations, and they are employees, they are professionals, they are businessmen, how can these people also apply for different programs? And can they be a student? And if they can be a student, so it should be exactly the same way like normal regular student are applying for the scholarship, and professionals, that is exactly the same way to apply for scholarship, or there is a different way for professionals to apply for scholarship?
Okay. I can't hear you.
Okay, I am sorry,
Oh,
it might be, yeah.
yeah.
uh,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Repeat the question.
this is just that professionals, all those people who are doing job and businesses, they should
Okay.
also apply for scholarship exactly like a normal regular student is applying. Like
Uh,
they're
yeah, I got your point, Arbab. So, like, plan A, like case one, student applying for fellowship or student applying for scholarship. It is different than a professional applying for fellowship and a professional applying for scholarship. So if a professional is applying for fellowship, the procedure is slightly simple. Like, they don't require immigration, or university does not require him or her, to have GRE or English, right? So it is simple. But if he or she, the professional, is applying on a scholarship, obviously he or she will have to go through same channel, the channel of, like, for example, for higher education, he or she must have good proposal. Like, proposal is a secondary thing, but he or she must have GRE, or in some universities, some university offer like required IELTS as well. So it is the same, but it depends if the professional is applying for fellowship. So fellowship is relatively easier, even if you have no, a good English conversation, or if you are not good in English, just like we all Pakistanis do, you still can apply and you still can avail the fellowship. And at the end, Arbab, I would like to request you to, to shed some light on Donahue institutes, some programs they are offering. I mean, it could also be informative for people who are watching this video. So I was also partially a part of this program, but was not a full part of this program. So it can give them, like both it is much more suitable for non-student, or like professional, or student who are registered in Pakistan. So I think that would be also a connecting or relevant point with this question, or with this subtopic.
Yeah, I also want to add few things like as you have mentioned that I should also mention those organizations or specifically UMass Donahue Institute, like where I am also working. So we have a lot of different scholarship programs and sponsored programs, in fact, which are for short-term programs, and that is mostly their focus is training and development. And for that training and development, there are different programs which are meant for students, and there are some programs which are for professionals, and there are some which are for faculty members. For example, like if they are teaching faculty member in any university or college or somewhere else, like there are different programs which are announced for different people. So every program has their own criteria. So whenever we are programs are being announced, so definitely it will come on embassy's website also and on our own website also. So these website links are, that's why that is important. And sometimes there are scholarships also. Whenever scholarships are being announced, we normally share them on social media also. So whenever if somebody will have a link of any scholarship which is coming through scholarship, that social media links also, so it means that these scholarships are also important, and they can also be reviewed and discussed, and many other things can be done through that. So there are different categories for students, in which like they can go for an entrepreneurship, they can go for education based things, they can go for international relations, they can go for political studies and social studies. And normally whenever we have participants, so they do come from different countries. And so we have like 87 plus countries, for which like we are getting participants, and they do come and then they do participate in different programs. So all these different programs have their own criterias. So I cannot sum up them in one, because there are people who have done their PhDs and postdocs, they are also coming to do their trainings. And there are also people who are currently studying in universities, and there are also some people like they are doing their jobs and they are professionals, they are also coming for programs. So every program has their own criterias. All programs are based on different guidelines, and their procedures and process and everything that is written with them. The thing to discuss, that is, if someone needs help in something, for example, they can ask questions here, or like maybe they can email it to you or me, like somewhere, like
Yeah.
we can answer them regarding things like, okay, or they can find mentors in their own areas also, like,
Yeah.
and they can find their own teachers and friends, or somebody who has already availed a scholarship, like Endeavor scholarship. If somebody has availed any Endeavor scholarship, or if somebody has attended like Allstate scholarship or something like that, or somebody has been to any country, like there are a lot of universities and we have a lot of students, you will definitely find links to the people. And there are social media links available, like you can go on LinkedIn and you can select university, and they will tell you that who are your common friends who is studying in this specific university. Like let's suppose if you are going to select UMass, so in LinkedIn it will tell you that how many of your friends or how many of your contacts people are in this specific university. Then you can send them an email that, okay, I am applying for this specific thing, can you please guide me about something. So all these information, if we are going to get from someone, so these information can be availed from people easily, and these things can be available to people in a normal track. So Rizwan, can you just put like your last concluding comments regarding their action takeaway steps, that what should they do?
Yeah, just I guess one point in my mind, which I would like to share as a takeaway or as a conclusion, based on my own experience. I was coming here, well, before I was coming here on this fellowship, right? So I sent emails, tailor-made different emails to 300 professors, different professors in entire America, right? So like it was 302nd person who responded me, my professor with whom I am currently working with, but what was the advantage of this, this struggle? The advantage was I helped my few of my friends, two of which I know them, and I helped them. And I guess on a very second or third day, they received acceptance from those professors, not because of me, but because of whatever I knew about. So
Mm.
the point is that if you do struggle, like there is a saying in English, if you win, lead them. If you lose, guide them. So I was a loser, but I'm happy that I guide my friends, and now they avail the same opportunity. So I would request people who are watching it that if you struggle hard, maybe you will not get an opportunity, or maybe you not you do not get fruit of it, but maybe you will help someone else. So in this way, it will pays off.
Yes. Thank you very much again, Rizwan, for your time and your valuable inputs. That definitely a lot of people, they have been here and they were asking questions. And thanks to all those participants that they asked different questions. Definitely, we will be having a lot of sessions. And on Tuesday also, we are going to have a session that will be on UGrade program, which is also announced in program. So for that, we have a resource person, and that person will definitely come and will share her ideas that how to apply for a UGrade program, what is the procedure, how to write a personal statement, how to fill the applications, and all these stuff, which is currently on, and it will get closed like in November, like in the last week of November. So before it should get closed, so we should keep on guiding people that how to apply for such kind of opportunities. And it is like students, if they will be selected in the UGrade program, they will spend minimum like they will spend 1 semester here in US in different universities. And when they will spend their 1 semester in US universities, then they will be provided with all sort of exposures and all sort of facilities, whatever are things are going on. So it will be a great opportunity for all those people who want to learn and who want to understand that how to apply for that specific thing. So they can also view that thing. So thank you very much, Rizwan, once again. And
Thank
I
you.
hope we will ask you again to come and speak to people
Sure.
on their request.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much.